What is going on, guys? My name is cosmovsgoku, and today I am joined by...
TwstdFlaems.
We're doing a bit of a different video today. We're starting a brand new series here on the channel. In between episode re-releases, we are going to be releasing commentary. So today we start with episode 1 of Naruto Full Arc Abridged, The Land of Waves Abridged. This is our very first episode. We wrote this way back at the very beginning of 2019.
Yep. About
February 2019. It released in 2020. Now we're here in 2000, re-releasing it. This time with commentary. What else about the commentary? We have done one of these before for episode 1, but
we're redoing it.
I wanted to try to do it a bit of a different way. We have been admittedly completely inspired by Lanny and Kaiser over at TFS and 4-Star Bento, so thank you for the inspiration. We're just going to go through the episodes, have a bit of a chat about them, and give some behind-the-scenes thoughts.
Yeah.
Like what we do here, you know what to do. You ready to kick off?
Let's kick it off.
Alrighty, episode 1, The Land of Waves Abridged.
Back before we put the
following is a non-profit fan-based parody. Naruto
Pythonixx didn't know that this that we intended for this to be a character, so he read it as himself. I'm really glad we fixed up the text word with the
12 years ago.
Alrighty, first up. So with episode 1, the 12 years ago, with Kakashi saying that. I'm not sure if you remember this or not, but the script actually had the flashback to Minato and Kushina getting stabbed by Kurama.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it wasn't included because going straight from 12 years ago into Naruto crying worked better, pacing-wise. But also, myself and impolitebi just didn't get around to recording Minato and Kushina in time. So, by the time we had the production. So, yeah, that's why that doesn't open with that.
Fair enough. Also, me getting the first line of dialogue in.
Yeah.
Which has become a theme across every release.
Oh, yeah.
That isn't a movie.
Yeah. And that was actually Pythonixx recording Naruto crying.
Nice. That's looped, isn't it?
No, actually.
Huh. Sounds looped.
Today we'll be practicing
And Omega, of course, as Iruka.
make up for the facing the Hokage monument. Naruto will
His first major voice acting role,
Yeah, whatever, Dolphin Man.
What?
if you can
Now for the
consider
truth
Iruka
that
major.
will one day stop the biggest threat the ninja world has ever seen. Let's do our best, motherfucker.
That Hinata line, we resample a lot.
I'm not bad.
We resample it in the next episode and I think a couple of episodes later.
Why are you doing this? Showing off.
Always a fan of the
I
dolphin
don't know,
sounds for
for
Iruka
one
as well.
thing, I'm just acting like a
'Cause
cheeky
he's the dolphin
12-year-old
man.
who's lived alone for my entire life without proper guidance or discipline from my parents or any other family that might be out there in the ninja world. Oh, for another, I'm going to be king of the pirates.
Don't have pirates in this world.
Oh, fine, I'll be Hokage.
Until life on a
whatever.
boat.
Well, not even. The next episode, we introduce
Right, Ibiki, yeah.
Ibiki, who's a pirate. I don't know why we did that.
I think it was just because he's only in that scene.
Yeah.
And he's never again. So any character that is completely irrelevant,
Yeah.
or is only in like one little bit, which makes them irrelevant,
Mhm.
is given a stupid voice.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see it with episode 2 when we get to that,
Yeah.
and onwards, where my Hayate and Genma, it's just the same voice because there was literally no point in killing off the character.
Yeah. And
he fulfills the exact same role.
yeah. And when I was younger, I thought, genuinely, when I was watching the series for the first time, I thought they were the same character. I thought Hayate and Genma were the exact same.
Yeah.
Also with that scene as well, jutsu that will stop the greatest threat the ninja world has ever seen.
Obviously, a foreshadow for the bit that he does against Kaguya.
The reverse harem jutsu.
So dumb.
And the fact that that worked is really, really stupid.
Classic swing set.
Oh yeah. We completely remove all its relevance.
You missed out on becoming an academy graduate again, huh?
Shut up.
Tell you what, kiddo. The third Hokage has a super
I just
secret
realized
soul
that
locked up in his big old
NPC
mansion
used
that
basically
you can see
Kabuto's
from
voice for
a dusty
Mizuki.
little apartment. Steal it, and it will give you the
yeah.
power to overcome any enemy you want.
But
Run up and find Naruto.
of course,
You must
Chris
obey
Dowling
him
as
and fire
Hiruzen.
with it.
Kage Bunshin no Jutsu.
Yeah, it's just like
Such
a
mouthful.
almost the same voice, but a different
Something cool.
performance quality.
Something
Yeah.
I
like...
finally found you, you insolent
And of course, that was Bell.
Hey, Erica, wanna check out my latest
No explanation for not using
I learned
Kage
from
Bunshin
Super
as
Saiyan
the
Scroll
attack
I
name.
stole from old man Sarutobi.
Who told you about the scroll?
Mizuki did. Oh, he's been great. Wouldn't have known about the scroll.
Oh,
without
these
it.
lip flaps.
Mr. Uzumaki, surprised to see me? I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
Erica Sensei?
Now I'll take your head as a trophy!
Not so
We were originally going to kill
My
Erica
name
here.
is Naruto.
We were. I was actually going to bring that up in just a sec.
Yeah.
Prepare to die.
How about it then?
Shadow Clone Jutsu!
First Shadow Clone Jutsu of the series.
It's over, Mizuki. You're gonna pay for what you
That was multiple recordings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And not just one take layered. Yep.
Yeah. So the way that we do Kage Bunshins is that we use the different takes. So in the case of Pythonixx as Naruto, he'll do different takes for Shadow Clone Jutsu lines, and then what's usable, even if we can't have it as the prominent layer of audio, we do have other takes underneath it to give it that sense of crowd.
Yeah.
And I think it works really, really well.
100%.
Naruto, come here, my little fish cake friend. I'd like you to take this head.
I really love that
It's a
Erica
symbol
calls
of
him
your
that.
academy graduation for saving my life. It's a symbol of our friendship.
Sweet.
Hurt boy.
It smells like new car smell. Oh.
And that's why we would have killed him off.
Yeah, so the original plan was that Erica would die because he contributes nothing of meaning to the series in the way that we had long-term planned the series.
Yes.
Until the very end. And we could have edited completely around Erica the whole time, but we knew we wanted to...
I vetoed it.
Yeah, you vetoed it 100%. You said if we do it, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
That was what the discussion came down to. I was like, okay, cool, well, I can't do the series without TwstdFlaems, so I guess we're just not killing Erica. And then he just ended up having sporadic appearances throughout. And I love Omega's performance as that character. But yeah, that's why he's got that laboured performance right at the end there, because that was meant to be his death.
Yeah.
In the original script. We just never went back and changed it when we wrote later episodes when he shows up, like in episode 3 and in episode 8, from memory.
Yes. And we'll eventually show up when we do Lost.
Yes. And he's in Shippuden.
Well, he's in Shippuden. Isn't he part of the... Like, canonically, he's part of the Turtle Island bit?
Yes. We haven't written that yet.
Yeah, but like that, like canonically,
Yeah.
in the core series, that's where he next shows up.
So he shows up when Jiraiya dies. And spoilers, he's not in that part of the series when we get there, according to the script as it is at the moment. And then after that, his next major appearance is on the island turtle, trying to stop Naruto from leaving.
Yeah.
And then he shows up again after the war.
Yeah.
And he's in he's in Road to Ninja as well.
Yeah.
Which is the next time we've written a live for him, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, actually it was a week or so ago I recorded that at the time of recording.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hot damn. I hope I'm in the same three-man cell as Sakura Haruno. Sasuke Uchiha, on the other hand, I'd only kiss him if he was the last Uchiha on Earth.
He is! No kidding!
We all love a good...
That was a flub we did with that. Having able to hear his thoughts.
Yeah, so that was a flub on our behalf. I also want to say that editing lip flaps around smoke coming out of Hiruzen's pipe fucking sucks. I learned a lot about editing and masking through editing Hiruzen's dialogue.
Yeah.
And of course, ShyGhost's first appearances as Sakura and Ino after previously making her debut as Hinata. Or the fuck is Hinata?
I get that reference.
But the kiss, we recorded it. There is actually recordings of Pythonixx, at least that his actual name, Pythonixx kissing his hand to get that kind of kissing thing, which is a trick used in movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just felt like there was nothing different we could do.
What can you do with that scene
Yeah.
that hasn't been done before?
And there's a
Like
lot
you
of...
either draw attention to it as a, nope, we're not doing it, or you just lean into it, and it's like, both of those have been done before.
Yeah, so we
what's
just...
the point?
So I think this line is Heroes and About Two Men Kissing was picked as was a pickup. Was one of the only pickups we did for this episode, actually. I think, from memory. Yeah, that whole mentality of if we can't do something different or we can't bring any kind of new discussion or analysis of a moment is why we skip a lot of the Land of Waves.
Yeah.
Like the Demon Brothers, Inari's
rower.
father, the rower.
Like, what else can you do with the rower?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
either have to make him super thing like what Moscow and Vegeta did.
Mm-hmm.
You make a lampoon of that, like what LK did.
Yeah.
Or you skip it. Or you play it straight.
Yeah.
That's the only other thing you can do with it. And it's like, well, if you're going to play it straight, why include it?
Yeah. So it was, I mean, the boatman or the rower, we call him the boatman in the script. So I didn't want to call him the rower.
Yeah. For that reason.
Yeah, exactly. But he did have dialogue, but it was all cut.
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever recorded for.
Oh, well, there we are.
I think we just called an audible just not to record it. But yeah.
We put everyone into their 3-man cells. Reporting to Kakashi Hatake, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno,
Hooray!
Why?
and...
Also, where's
Sasuke
Choji?
Uchiha.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
Why is Shikamaru sitting next to Ino, and why is Choji not there?
Yeah.
Like, Shikamaru and Choji are best friends.
Watch
Yeah.
and see.
Kashi!
First things first,
It's
I
me.
hate you all. Secondly, Ruth. Now, I don't care enough to learn about you individually.
Fun fact, you
because
recorded
everyone
all of
thinks
your
you died
Kakashi
anyway,
lines for the
so I'm
part
just gonna
one
do it myself.
in one
Oh,
session.
detail.
Yes,
Because you
the
and
day
I
the
were
Dark
doing
Phoenix came
shit
out.
Yep.
Rare, because I want to drive a lightning blade through your
Foreshadowing.
catch up. Because you're going to be the source of all this team's pain from now until the end of the 4th grade ninja war.
How do you...
I'm clairvoyant.
Bitch.
What a lot of people don't realize with that fade-in shot over Sasuke, and a lot of people don't seem to pick up on that is the moment from the end of Naruto and Sasuke's fight at the end of the series, where they've both blown off each other's arms and their blood is pooling together because they're brothers in arms.
Or brothers without arms, anyway.
Yeah, they're blood brothers. And first appearance of Kakashi's catchphrase. One of the only catchphrases we have.
Yeah, it's that and I am here.
And where's Sasuke?
And go fuck yourself.
And go fuck yourself. But the clairvoyance thing comes from just the idea that Kakashi's reading the manga.
Yeah.
So he's really one of our only characters that severely breaks the fourth wall, which makes him really hard to write for from a tension perspective.
I voice all of the fourth wall breaking characters in this series.
Yes, you do. How do we manage that?
I like Deadpool.
Well, yeah. Alrighty, where were we?
Welcome, please. Prepare yourselves to meet your mission. The bridge builder that you will be escorting back to the Land of Waves. Totally.
Oh God, kids! I hate kids. I freaking hate kids.
Would you prefer a more experienced team, such as Team Guy?
Allow
And
us
of
to
course,
demonstrate
Tazu's
our
voice is
abilities
based
in combat,
on the one, the
and I'll
only.
demonstrate how we're the
Rick
best
from Rick and
in
Morty.
video game.
Yeah, fine.
And we had a whole bunch of scripting for Inari as well, and I recorded a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't think Inari... Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off there, but I don't think we ever scripted for Inari,
thought we
but you recorded a whole bunch of
yeah.
improv stuff for
Yeah,
Inari.
I improv'd a massive, effectively Rick and Morty sketch
Yeah.
between Tarzana and Inari. We never did anything with that because it just would have... I think I recorded 5 minutes straight?
Something like
it was
that. I still
It was
have
a couple of minutes straight of me just talking absolute shit.
Yeah.
As Tarzana with Inari interjecting and stuff like that, which is the whole Rick and Morty voices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was fun and was a good little nod, but yeah, we never did anything with Inari, so it kind of missed the mark a little
Yeah.
bit.
And when we first wrote for Tarzana, we didn't know what the character would be. And I'll talk a little bit more about this after the episode. But not knowing where Tarzana's character would end up being inspired from is a huge part of why we didn't include Inari.
Yeah.
And I'll talk a bit more about Inari when we get to the Land of Waves. But there's a very, very particular reason Inari has no dialogue.
Yeah.
but you will end up using your Inari, the voice you had chosen for Inari,
For a different character.
for a different character in Shippuden. And we have now cast Inari as someone else.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think from memory, I may be wrong about this, because we recorded here, I had a portal gun like sitting just behind where the camera is,
did,
and that's where the idea came from.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I just happened to have that, and I was just playing with it. And like, alright, we're gonna do Tarzan. What are we gonna do for Tarzan? So, fuck it.
I think we also
Rick and Morty done.
I think we also recorded on the mic the sound of that toy to use
something.
somewhere.
Yeah.
But that obviously never went anywhere.
Mm.
But yeah, I love this scene. The minutes later, this was an improv in editing, just to try and give reason to why they were, just to do something different. And Kakashi's line when he shows up in this scene is lifted from episode 2.
Is it?
Yep. Because he says it's the exact same take as the line in episode 2
Okay.
that we duplicated back.
3 weeks later,
1 eternity
7 months later.
Sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. When I say begin, you may come at me with all
So
the
many
skills abilities you need to
moments
apply
is
these
now-
bells. If you can grab my bells, then you will win large.
Balls joke. So many of the moments in this now would be
I'd never seen
like
you
have
do
efforts
anything.
and
You
huh?
disqualified.
And that sort of stuff. So it's really weird
Yeah.
watching this.
Now, who's next?
There. We cut 1,000 Years of Pain.
Yeah, because what else can we do with it?
Exactly. Like, it's scripted. You recorded it. Pythonixx recorded it. But like, there was this whole bit where Naruto rushed Kakashi. Kakashi kicked him into the water. 1,000 Years of Pain, blah, blah, blah. But there was nothing different that, like, I kept coming back to sexually assaulted.
The only thing we could have potentially done, which is now a hindsight thing that we have started doing, was done 1,000 Years of Pain and then cut to pain. Which we've started doing in later episodes.
Whenever someone mentions pain.
Whenever someone mentions just the word pain, it just cuts to pain.
Yeah.
It's like, just that like whole off the cuff thing. That would have been the only other thing we could have done with it.
How... Oh, would he have been... Yeah, he would have been pain by this point in the story. Absolutely.
I hadn't chosen a voice by that stage though.
Yeah, true. But now
that voice didn't get chosen until we...
would have been when we were recording for Pain for
Well-
the first time.
No. I recorded Pain then re-recorded Pain.
That's right.
Because I changed the voice. Because the original voice was too close to someone else. And I can't remember what it was.
It probably would have been close, because Dave Wittenberg voiced Pain originally in the dub. So I think
It might
maybe...
be too close to Kakashi.
Yeah.
And then I had to deepen it and change it to what I did go with.
Which is, of course...
The Kumal reference.
Yeah.
Just the why are people so unkind.
Which works so well for Pain.
Yeah, and why are people so unkind?
Yeah.
I'm going to kill them all.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's the whole point. But yeah, and I think before then I also the only other character I voiced in the Akatsuki at that point was Hidan. And then I picked up Sasori after that.
Yeah.
So it was just like getting a lot more differentiation between those three voices.
Yeah.
Which we now have, and I've now at this point in time recorded some Hidan.
Yeah, and it's...
And I'm having so that has been the most fun to play.
Yeah, I am... I want to sit here and praise your performance as Hidan, but we do need to get back to the episode. But yeah, your performance as Hidan is fantastic, and I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Now's my chance. Uh-huh. Where'd he go?
What's the quickest way to a girl's heart?
What?
Lightning blade!
You actually say light rin blade.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Genjutsu!
Sakura,
Sasuke's first actual line.
He's in a Genjutsu.
die, please. Sakura.
Both Obito
That
and
scream
Rin
is so good.
I like
just
it.
like Obito
Good one.
and Rin are out of my life. I'm so depressed. Now where's Ketchup?
You know
That page turn, that wasn't a sound effect we totally did intentionally. That was, that page turn was from the, you turning the page on the script.
Oh, did I happen to turn a page of the script at that point? Oh, nice. Cool.
ShyGhost is so funny in this episode.
Those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their friends are even worse than trash. And that's something I admire in Ninja. As a result, you all absolutely, completely do not fail. Pack your things. We leave immediately for the Land of Waves.
I love how we handle that scene.
That's official. I'm gonna die.
It seems that the bridge builder
Gato.
does not
I love
encourage
playing
the
Gato. I
Land
like
of
doing
Waves.
Gato's
See,
voice.
we must not allow him to
And
complete
Omega
the
is
bridge.
so fucking good as
He gets all
Zabuza.
my business endeavors, see?
You know what they say. Teach a man to fish and he'll feed himself forever. Cut his head off and he'll never have to feed again.
Actually, not wrong.
Whoa, it's massive. I've never seen anything so big before.
Poor Hinata.
What the fuck is a Hanaka?
Welcome to the Land of Waves.
So Pythonixx mispronounced Hinata there, and I just kept it.
Once we arrive, you can return to Konoha.
Things just got interesting. Kakashi Hatake, the last living man with the Sharingan. I'm sure that will come back to bite me in the ass.
Everyone, get down!
That never paid off anywhere.
No, that never paid off at all.
I don't know what the fuck that we kept that in for.
Sharingan.
Zabuza
Because Sasuke doesn't unlock his Sharingan in this arc.
Yeah, he does. Against Haku.
Ah, okay, yeah, but there was never any built-up payoff
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, that was really weird. Also, Zabuza does this thing that we solidified as a Rock Lee characterization point.
Was the full names?
Yeah. So I don't know, like, clearly at some stage we always wanted to have a character give full names to other characters. And we settled on Rock Lee.
Yeah, Zabuza was too short-lived to have that be a thing.
Yeah, and of course he comes back in the war, but like...
It's too late.
And also, the war, we're just not going to have much time with certain characters.
Mm.
So there's no point solidifying that characterization.
We don't. Well, the war is what 2/3 of Shippuden.
The war is, in terms of the anime, it's just shy of half of the anime run of Shippuden.
Yeah, which
And-
is it's too much to do. Like the way we want to do things with the full arc,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. It's impossible to do the war
Yeah.
in one part, but also B, to do it and give enough screen time to everyone
Yeah, exactly.
without turning it into like 4 half-hour episodes, which we don't want to do.
Yeah. The other thing as well is that the halfway point of the entire series is the Immortals Arc, where Asuma dies.
Mm.
But the war itself starts in chapter 516 and ends in chapter 476, I think, from memory.
476? 676.
Yes.
Can't be 476.
Yes, sorry.
Considering the war
670.
started after that.
Yeah, sorry. I was getting confused with the
Which
anime
means
episodes.
the war's actually longer than Wano.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I've been working this whole thing. It's a complete tangent.
Yeah.
I've been working out because people complain about the length of Wano, and I've pointed out that the Oranka saga, which
Bleach.
realistically is just one arc in Bleach because it's one goal the entire way through, is longer than Wano, and the war is longer than Wano.
Yep.
And the war is just basically battle, whereas Wano is like three mini arcs essentially.
Yeah.
Acts. Acts is the word I was looking for.
Oh yeah. We need to do more One Piece content.
Maybe.
So, let me handle him.
Why the hell does he have a Sharingan?
My god, he does have 2 eyes.
Love that delivery from Pythonixx. Just wanted to clarify, because that line kind of comes out of nowhere with Naruto, and I guess it kind of makes sense because he hadn't seen Kakashi with his headband up before. But we had cut a line earlier, and if I'd been paying attention, we probably would have cut that little bit, or kept the previous line in, where Naruto questioned if Kakashi had 2 eyes or not.
Forgot about that.
I love this bit.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Think not.
Perhaps not.
You didn't see that coming.
How about this?
Or this.
Now's my time. Water style, water prison jutsu. Water style, water bomb jutsu.
Prioritize the mission.
I just love that.
What was that lesson?
I do. I
Tried to
haven't
teach
even
us,
thought of that,
Scarecrow?
but we just
It was in the script.
No, but we thought of that as like a separate thing before the writing.
Oh, okay,
Worse
yeah.
than trash.
I'll be tired.
Those who break the rules are
Pulled
trash.
directly from Zero N.
Yeah, so this scene was the first scene we ever edited for episode 0 of Naruto, and just before we got to editing, I think it was about a week before we got to editing this particular scene, Omega recorded for episode 0 of Shippuden. Episode 0 of Naruto. So we had this Obito available, and it's one of the things I love that we do is that we set things up to pay them off later.
Yeah.
And we're able to include, because we do have the knowledge of the series and what's coming up, we can do that. And we can include a lot of ironic interpretations of scene as well, which we'll talk more about when we get to episode 6. Oops.
Worse than trash.
I have worked my entire life to reach this point. A fight to the death ninja battle. And I'm gonna prove to you once and for all that I'm gonna be the very best like no one ever was. Believe it. Sasuke, catch.
Doing that split
Yeah.
was a lot harder than... Okay, here it is.
That bit, I knew you were going to pause on that bit. That was an impolite buy thing.
Yep. So the split screen here. Shout out to Impolite Buy for helping me figure this out. So originally it was Kakashi doing the hand movements, and then Zabuza. And I'm trying to pace this up. Like, how can I get this more punchy? Then Impolite Buy just turns to me and says, "Why don't you just split screen it?"
Keeping in mind, also, a lot of this footage is sped up.
Oh yeah, and we'll talk more about that when we get to Lee versus Gaara.
Oh my god, yeah. No, for those of you playing at home, Naruto is an incredibly slow series, especially in the fights.
Yeah.
For meant to be super fast-paced fighting, it is very, very slow.
Yeah. But
Definitely so.
and Shippuden's no better. So yeah, we speed up every single fight. If there's an action move, like a punch or running or anything, very high chance we've tampered with the speed. And it's for the better. It's for better enjoyment. But
because a lot of it's doubled, if not tripled. This is a lot faster.
Yeah, this is definitely sped up. I wouldn't be able to tell you what this is without looking.
Yeah. I swear this one was 4 or 5 times faster.
I don't think it was that much faster.
Maybe 3.
Most.
There's at least one scene we've done where it's 3 times faster.
I'd have to see it to know which one it is.
Yeah, but I know there's something.
Most of the time we speed things up from 100% to either 112.5, 125 or 150%. Sometimes 175, sometimes twice as fast. But yeah. This scene was a nightmare in the edit until Impolite Buy came to the rescue.
Yeah. Always very good.
He's copying my every movement, like some kind of copy ninja.
I love that ninja.
That's me. He's using my own jutsu against me.
Water explosion jutsu.
I don't like the sound effects for that bit.
It's over.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
How do you know?
I told you all. I'm clairvoyant, bitch.
Weird use of the covers there.
Yeah. What we were doing there was covering him raising a kunai.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't have used that cover. Because that's the first and final volume.
Yeah.
Whereas final volume worked the first time. This would have been better for volume 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, whenever the chapters actually occur for these fights. Because every other time is always the specific volume that's related.
Yeah, this was
That's the only time we've used the wrong volumes.
Yeah, and I think this was just us trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it was still very early days for this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
First appearances of Implied By as Haku as well.
I mean, this is at a point in time where you wanted to release videos fortnightly.
Yeah, that was ambitious. On average, it takes 6 to 12 weeks to make an episode start to finish.
Yeah. From
writing, recording, editing, not release, because we always finish episodes well in advance.
Yeah.
But that's specifically working on that particular episode. For example, who was it? It was Bane, who plays. He was recording some Madara stuff. He's going to be playing Madara, or does play Madara. What am I saying? And he recorded Madara stuff a couple of months ago. And I said, "You do realize this won't see the light of day for at least a couple of years." He's like, "Yeah, no."
ShyGhost is done on everything that was meant to be released this year.
Yeah, a lot of people are. You're one of the few people that's not.
Yeah, but that's because I voice the worst voices, or I've chosen the worst voices for characters.
But they all work.
Like Azuma and Cody.
Yeah.
I had to think while I was talking. I'm like, have we announced this? I'm like, yes, we have. We have 100% announced this. But yeah, I mean, like half of today, like today's recording for those of you playing at home.
Yeah, we did
Today's
a session
recording
today.
has been me doing Cody
For 3
for
episodes.
3 episodes, which kills my voice, and 50% of my Hidan lines,
Yeah.
which are you'll see them when they come out. But yes, I'm having a lot of fun with Hidan. But originally the plan was to do all 3, but because Azuma's my third one that I have to do, Azuma's waiting till next session.
Yeah.
My throat is destroyed right
Yeah.
now.
Doing Cody plus Hidan shredded your chords. I love how impolitebi plays Haku. It's so sinister, but innocent.
Yeah.
And
Walking that line.
yeah, that line is really, really fine, and impolitebi nails it.
Bella,
Right. That was an interesting interlude. Shall we continue?
That was close. You nearly died for real that time.
What would I do without you, Haku? Next time, be a little bit more careful, though. You nearly hit a vital.
What can I say? I missed. Now
But,
let's prepare for round 2.
damn them! I thought for
They
a
would
few
completely
seconds
cut the
that
Inari
you
subplot.
were the history in the forest. I thought those who abandoned their friends are worse than trash. No friends they are.
So that scene, we needed to have a way to explain why the rest of the team gets
Wasn't
the
there.
bridge without Naruto. And the intention is still there in those lines. But what also happened originally in the script is that Kurama had lines in that scene.
Oh yeah.
And
I
originally,
totally forgot about that.
originally I was cast as Kurama. But when it came time to record, in theory I could do the voice really well, but I couldn't keep the voice deep and consistent.
Yeah.
So at the time I relinquished the role, and we hadn't recast, or rather we hadn't cast who everyone now knows as Rising Avenged in the role of Kurama. We hadn't done that at this point in time yet. So the lines were cut.
Yeah.
And it's just a monologue from Naruto to get us from A to B. It's basically an insert shot. But yeah, it's one of those things that, yeah, I like it.
The creative process.
Oh yeah.
What the hell happened here?
He's here.
First one of these we do.
Yep.
I see. So they're working together. Rin, protect Tazuna.
Right.
I'll take down the last one. My PTSD
Fucking hate
is triggered
Sasuke's
by
voice in this
my
episode.
experience with Uchiha Massacre and Itachi.
I've had enough of this.
I like the darkness.
What in the name of the Uchiha Massacre is this? Damn it, not so.
Kingdom Hearts reference.
You're trapped now.
That looks so uncomfortable. Like, ow.
Tried.
The first one.
Yes.
I am here.
Whose idea was that?
I don't know.
Sasuke, I've been looking for you everywhere.
I know it's in the script,
Yeah.
but I can't
Such a
remember.
weird reference to it.
I don't think I was
Like, I
even
love that we've done
I wasn't even into MH8 really at the time.
Let's find
Does that mean it was a me
multiples
suggestion?
with multiples.
No, I think I'd seen Chris Sabat do it,
Okay.
and I just wrote it in. So I saw him at a con like the year before.
Yeah.
This battle, it is awakened my birthright.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's sharp.
Nobody is stronger than Uchiha.
Except for one. They caused the massacre. Ninja style. Brutal personal burn jutsu.
Preemptive laugh to that.
Sasuke?
Haku's most powerful jutsu.
This is the preemptive burn.
Hey! You're going to pay for that.
And the underlying Kurama growl. And setting up that he knew Rasengan from the start, because we used Rasengan sound effect for the Chuck punch.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a girl? I can't hit a girl.
Actually, I'm a
So
god.
you that suggested doing that for
Say
Minato?
more.
Yes.
Yeah, we do revisit that. It's genetic.
Ninja.
I'm going to end this instantly. Summon Earthstar Hound Dog Jutsu.
What's this? Oh.
Time for my card
Actually, no, hang on.
finishing move. Lightning Blade.
Alrighty. So, Hound Dog Jutsu. Originally, the idea we had is we are going to mention all the openings as we went through, and we dropped it because I
Pretty
totally
fucking quick.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
And now it's too late to go back and do it, but I like that it's still in there.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to wait until after Raikiri, or Lightning Blade, is because for the longest time, and I don't know how both of us missed this, but for that particular shot, I had demonstrated in the studio what we were looking for that particular delivery. And for some reason, I isolated that voice clip for the Lightning Blade, or Lightning Blade, rather than yours. And I think it was about 2 weeks before. I'm like, hang on, that's my voice, not your voice. So I switched it out. But I don't know how neither of us picked up on that.
I don't think we were making the level of passes that we are now.
Yeah.
Because now, like, again, back into that creative process,
Yeah.
the number of passes we do on the episodes, I think it's like 5 or 6 different passes now.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it was sort of like...
Episode's done.
Yeah, it was one and done.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's a gradual thing. Like, I think one of the Digimon episodes, there has already been like 3 versions, and only half of it's edited.
Yeah, episode 6. First episode of 02.
Yeah. It's half edited, and it's like not finished edited.
Yeah.
But it's only half the episode, or half the script rather.
Yeah.
But that's I think the third pass.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And even then, what we went through this morning, total tangent from episode 1 of Naruto, is not the final at all, because there's been so much work on it since that particular version was exported back in October.
Yeah. Jeez,
which is what I was looking at when I was in the settings earlier. So, yeah, first ever Lightning Blade. I love your...
We nearly had the wrong person on it.
Yeah, and I love for this bit.
So this is it. I accept.
I think it's just after this.
Strike me down, Naruto Uzumaki.
Okay, have it your way then.
I'm sorry, Naruto. Change of plans.
I hate that the anime changed that. In the manga, he actually drained traits. Yeah.
I'm sorry, little one.
Love those deliveries from ShyGhost. And of course playing into the rumours that Sasuke was meant to die there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Down a bridge builder. I see you got your ass kicked, Zambazama Mochi.
Gato.
I see this has been a wasted investment. But considering you're on the brink of death, I'm sure my minions behind me will be happy to see your end.
I hate sound effects with the characters with canes.
Lend me your kunai.
Oh, sure.
No, see? This is what I
Monster, no.
Mwah.
I'm a devil.
When Broly. Love that. Love that
This is it.
effort from Zabuza there.
Yeah.
I started us on. Goodbye, Haku.
I'd forgotten that. So by that point, Haku's already dead.
Yeah.
But then when Zabuza's falling and says goodbye, Haku, we cross-rated it with a shot of Haku in civilian gear. As like an afterlife or a ghost image or something like that he sees right before he died. I'd totally forgotten about
I'd
that.
completely forgotten it as well.
Pause, please. Yo! Bye!
Love you too.
And we are back from an interlude. I ironically, just got a call from ShyGhost. Sorry. I'm that well. Where were we?
Finally over. Your blurred characterization in the first arc is getting heavy.
The only time first of two times Sasuke breaks the fourth wall.
Is this what emotions feel like? God, it sucks.
And that was an input from impolitebi.
Oh,
That would hurt to move.
Oh god, yeah.
Thanks to you, the bridge has been completed. We need a name for it. And
So if we were to make this today, I would superimpose over the name of the bridge, like the blank signage there, Great Sakura Bridge.
Yep.
Because I know how to do that now. It would be finicky, the way I'm thinking I'll do it, but it would absolutely do that now.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I just wish I'd had that experience back then.
name befitting the heroic actions of getting Team 7 from Konoha.
How about the Great Naruto Bridge.
No, that's a stupid name.
No, it's only
How about we
appearance.
name it after someone who
And we would have done
actually
efforts for this
more
in
than
the
anyone
Yeah.
else.
whole day.
Someone
Or now.
you may perceive as the
But also, this raises
but
an
in actuality,
excellent point.
I wouldn't
Naruto
be
did
the one
fuck
to
all
get
for
rid of
Tazuno.
I'm
It
gonna
was
name
Sakura
the
protecting him the whole
Sakura
time.
Bridge,
Yep.
or the bridge hidden amongst the cherry blossoms.
Fuck yeah, what a great name!
Congrats, Sakura.
Yeah, great. Woo. Let's not thank the one that actually won the battle, though.
But a hidden bridge?
This was from you, I
That's
think.
pointless. I can
Yes.
understand a ninja wanting to be hidden, but a bridge? That's dumb. Why would anyone even want a ninja bridge?
And episode 1 nod to Little Kruger.
Yes.
Let's talk about the credits.
What, the influence for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Deliberately
this is
something-
the least credits I've ever had in an episode.
No, you've had one character in Naruto before.
Ah, this feels like...
That was in Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow. You only played Kakashi.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, the influence for this, we were trying for so long to figure out what the credits would be, what they would look like, and we settled on, as suggested by yourself, for
The Simpsons movie.
the Simpsons movie. So originally this was paced in time with the Simpsons movie's credits, but as time went on, we had to drop it from whatever this frame interval was. Every 3 frames, a new one appears.
Yeah.
And then it sits on that until the end of the names, which have been standardized the whole time. So the length of time that a person's name, such as TwstdFlaems in this case, even if you play 16 characters in one episode, which has happened, your name card will appear on the screen for the same amount of time as, say, Pythonixx, who generally would only play Naruto in an episode.
Yeah.
So that way, no one's getting more exposure than anyone else in the credits. Everyone feels like it's...
Yeah, everyone's being credited as much as everyone else.
Yeah, even if they play more characters. Because sometimes you might play like 5 different Soldier A-type characters in an episode. And then I might only play Sasuke. So let's go through the credits. There we go, episode 1. So, what's your thoughts about this one? If we were to make this today, it would be so different.
Well, it'll be a lot more efforts for a start.
A lot more efforts. We also wouldn't cut Inari. We wouldn't cut the Demon Brothers like I mentioned before. A lot more efforts. The editing is like just watching how far we've come. And I know it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn. I'm not. But watching just how far our quality has come.
You've improved a bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit. But not just editing, but also scripting, acting, directing, characterization, absolutely. Like, everything is so much, comparing it to, for the sake of comparison, episode 1 of Shippuden, which is nearly finished, to now, like, it's total night and day. I find it really hard to watch this episode.
Yeah, understandable.
But back then, when we made this episode, it was the absolute best we could possibly make it.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a credit to how far we've come as content creators. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of this episode. I find it really difficult to watch because it's such stark contrast to what we do now in terms of quality.
Yep.
But otherwise, I really enjoy it. And yeah, we'd absolutely do different things with it. I hate Sasuke's voice in this episode. I hate Sasuke's voice in part 1 until episode 6.
Oh.
Where the...
I just hate Sasuke.
Where's Sasuke? Because I was trying to sound edgy and really blah when I played Sasuke in this episode. And I guess that kind of works with his character arc when you look at from where it was at the start of part 1, really dark and gloomy and I hate everyone.
Up until the end of Shippuden, where he's dark and gloomy and hates everyone. Yeah.
Exactly, and then he fights a dinosaur.
Yeah.
In Boruto.
Well, technically that actually takes place at a different point in time. It doesn't actually take place during the Boruto timeline. It's part of the light novel, which is the one that's currently in the manga at the moment.
Which I have yet to check out.
So the best part of the Boruto anime at the moment is the stuff that is in part.
And that's set in the between the last and Boruto, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. But yeah, like it's from like basically the Sasuke hidden.
Yep. Sasuke Retsudan.
Retsudan, yeah, sorry. That section, but yeah, so the best part of Boruto is now
About
not
Sasuke.
part of Boruto.
Yeah.
It's not, it got anything to do with Boruto.
Yeah.
It's great.
Best
Anime ever.
Yeah, I think we hit the ground running with a lot of characters in this one, though. I think For some characters, we had really clear ideas about what we wanted to do with them, and others we very clearly didn't know what we were going to do, and I think that becomes really prevalent later on. And what's different between this episode now and when we do Shippuden, and the same thing happened in Digimon, between Digimon and Zero Two, is that we wrote the scripts before anyone had started recording.
Yes.
We wrote all of Naruto Part 1, and then people started recording. The first couple of sessions were Chris Dowling as Hiruzen and Neji and Rock Lee and the first two Hokage. And you, as of course you, and your massive Kakashi session before we saw Dang Phoenix.
Yeah, because that was every single line of Kakashi in Naruto.
Yep. So if it's pre-time skip, you recorded it in one night. And it was also...
July 2019 or something like that.
It was the 6th of June 2019. And it was the first time we used our current mic.
Yes.
So you weren't the first to record, but you were the first to record on the new mic.
Yes.
So
So much dialogue.
Yeah, but it was good.
Before I was used to the Kakashi voice as well.
Oh yeah, so your voice was fucked.
I ruined my voice for like 3 days.
3 days? I thought it was about to normal the next day. Fuck, I'm sorry.
No, it was like 3 days. But I was off work, so I didn't care.
Yeah, it worked out. So yeah, that's just some of my thoughts about episode 1. Looking back, what are some thoughts you have about episode 1, or anything you'd like to see done differently?
No, I think we've covered everything. There's definitely changes we would make. There's different ways we would have done different things. Yeah, not cut certain things, like the Demon Brothers and Inari, and have that whole interaction back then. That would have been something we did. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, obviously there's everything else I can think of that we would change now would be something you'd have to change in editing.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff that we don't even think about doing now that we just do. Like,
such as?
efforts.
Yeah.
Like, we don't, like, I know that there's, like, going to be an efforts recording session for every episode.
Yeah, it's something we work into the production schedule.
Yeah.
So you may record...
Well, I've done most of my Hidan today. And then in a couple of months, I'll do another session, which is all the pickups from that episode, as well as efforts for Hidan and Azuma for their fight.
We should clarify, by efforts we're talking about
all the
things like
noises,
fighting,
jumping,
falling,
landing.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And we always, and everyone, it's something we started doing, I want to say from episode 3?
3 or 4.
Yeah, it was from the Chunin exam prelims. It's something we really started doing. And that's making sure that, because a lot in anime, you get like lots of reaction shots and like that sort of stuff. Yeah. And we wanted to make sure that we were giving an authenticity to the work we were doing by including that.
Yeah. And
it helps elevate the product so much more. And I blame TFS for setting ridiculous standards.
Yeah, can't we go back to like the episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged days?
Oh yeah. Earth to Yug.
Hey, Yug.
But yeah, that was episode 1. Episode 1 commentary. We'll be back next time with episode 2 commentary. And yeah, it's really, really exciting to be able to dive back into these because we haven't really... I watched them recently, but when was the last time you saw episode 1?
When did it come out?
The 10th of January 2020.
Oh, look, I probably watched it since then, but I can't remember the last time I watched it.
Holy shit, dude, it's the 14th of January today that we're recording this.
Yeah.
So it was about 3 years ago that this released. Just over.
There we go.
Oh
yeah. I understood that reference.
Alrighty. Yeah, cool. No other thoughts?
No other thoughts.
We'll be back next time with episode 2. Bye!